Okie dokie. Okay, let's get started. The story so far. Cyrus left the academy behind in search of the lost tomb from the far reaches of hell. Its disappearance was riddled, wrapped in mystery. A riddle that piqued the scholarly curiosity. Even suffering the indignity of losing his post was a small price to pay for the opportunity of solving this fascinating puzzle. And so did Cyrus come to core request to call upon an old colleague who might just have the answers. So this is core request. Am I saying quest or crest? It's hard to believe it's been 10 whole years since Oda left the academy. And her house was... Ah, that's right. She left directions in her letter. I should take another look. But allow me to offer you a word of warning. For all your intellect, you have always been clumsy in matters of the heart. I know that your research is more important to you than anything. But you would do well to give some thought about how you But you would do well to give some thought to how you treat the fairer sex. You are more handsome than you give yourself credit for. If you're not careful, you might find your words and actions misconstrued by those around you. I should have known better than to read that again. The first time I read it, I nearly fell over laughing. Now it seems almost prophetic. To think I'd be banished from the academy because of a trumped-up scandal like that. I can just see Odette laughing at me at the moment I mentioned it.
Now then!
But there's no point worrying. I have to face her sooner or later after all. I try to keep myself presentable, that is true. This is true. But is my face really so easy on the eyes? No, woe is me. I seem to never realize the full depth of my good looks and charisma.
If you'll forgive me.
Professor, may I ask what that letter was about? It seemed most engrossing. Oh, it was a message warning me about women. Huh? Oh, I don't mean it in a bad way. What it actually said was that I should be careful how I act toward women, lest I give cause for misunderstandings. Well, intelligence such as yourself can be very attractive. Please, my dear. A word such as attractive must be kept in reserve for those of great beauty such as yourself, and there you go. I think maybe that's the kind of thing the letter writer was talking about. You think so, but I'm really speaking my mind. Am I not allowed to tell a beautiful woman that she is just that? Well, sometimes you can, but maybe in your case you shouldn't. kind of finding this most difficult to understand. Yeah, I fucking love Cyrus. Oh, it's up there. He's just too oblivious. This is like, hmm?
Anyhow, here we are.
Oh, I was like, is he gonna talk?
Yes, I'll be right there.
It's been some time, Odette.
It's just...
You're still here. I guess I'm not suffering from fatigue-induced hallucinations after all.
It's me, Odette, in the flesh. Good to see you as hale and hearty as ever.
And you're as insufferable as ever, no doubt. What are you waiting for? Come in already.
Don't mind if I do. How did I know that would be your reaction?
We were practically joined at the hip back in the day. Just watching you go about was fun in and of itself. I always had a hunch you'd end up in trouble with the ladies, but to think it would happen with the princess of all people. Somehow, you've managed to exceed even my wildest expectations.
By expelling me, they hope to protect Her Highness's good name. Needless to say, there's no truth in any of this.
Oh, of course. I'm sure it's all as you say. Her Highness and this Therese are just your pupils. They have no romantic interest in you in the slightest. You're something else, Cyrus. But it's a relief to find your powers of observation are as keen as ever. Well, did you come all this way just to entertain me? If so, congratulations on a job well done.
Save your congratulations for another time. I've come in search of a certain tome. Are you perchance familiar with From the Far Reaches of Hell?
A cheery title if I've ever heard one. I can tell you that it's a compendium of ancient rites and rituals. Not that I've read it myself, of course.
I know that much. I was hoping you could tell me more.
Not much more. It touches upon necromancy, I believe.
Necromancy?
Necromancy. That said, as to what extent, I know little.
Is that so?
I was sure that if anyone could enlighten me, it would be you. I was waiting for it to...
Give me a break.
That's supposed to be flattery? Alright, just give me some time. As soon as I tackle the little pickle I'm dealing with at the moment, I'll do some investigating.
Oh,
A pickle, you say? Consider my interest piqued. I always took you for the type who chewed up and spit out your problems before pickles. Before pickles they could become. Again, I find your flattery lacking. Anyhow, since you're here, perhaps I can put you to use. As it happens, a number of people have gone missing of late. There's suspicious circumstances, I presume.
Naturally.
Just so many quite literally seem to have spirited away. One soul went to the neighborhood provisioner to buy some foodstuffs and never returned. Went to the street corner only to vanish entirely, leaving his friend who was strolling with him in his sleep. All told, 10 men and women have gone missing in such a fashion in the past half year.
most intriguing.
How curious indeed. One looks so disappointed in that job. So how about it? Do you have any ideas? It would be imprudent to jump to conclusions without conducting an investigation.
Great.
Great, thanks. Knew I could count on you. I'll look into that too while you're away.
As you wish.
A fair trade, I say. Though I dare say that having the opportunity to solve this peculiar puzzle is a reward in itself.
I see.
The figures will happy investigating. First, I should ask that where precisely the kidnappings have occurred. First, let's take the test.
Now then.
And with that, I do believe I have all the knowledge I need to crack the case. Oh shit. Where did the disappearance occur? Near the end. Every victim was in the general vicinity of the inn when they disappeared. Great, it was the inn. Nights, I think. We can say with absolute certainty that they did not vanish into thin air or some such nonsense. Only at night?
Not exactly.
No, that can't be right. Let me reconsider this. Oh. At all hours. As such, it stands to reason that they were kidnapped. And that the kidnapper made use of a hidden path or passage to evade the public eye. In the sewers. The entrance to the sewers would seem to be make an idea for an ideal escape route. Yes, doubtless the culprit stole underground to spirit his victims away. Sounded really weird.
Thusly.
I do believe I should have a leg down there for myself. Travel Banta. Professor? Hello, Professor. Hello, Tressa. Why are you shouting? I was trying to offer you some sweets, but you weren't answering me. Oh, I do apologize. Once I get to thinking about a thing, I often become lost to the world. There was a time when I was so engrossed in a book, I failed to notice that my neighbor's house was on fire. Oh wow, being able to concentrate like that must be super handy as a scholar. It's probably best to be a little more attentive, especially when on the road like we are. You never know what's waiting around the next corner. Quite true, Krista, quite true. I shall endeavor to be more vigilant. She praises my focus, but it's nothing compared to hers when she's in the midst of a business negotiation. Be serious.
Aha!
Here we are. From the looks of it, these aqueducts predate the founding of the village itself. There's a good chance many of the villagers are unaware of their existence. This calls for a thorough investigation. But I must be wary. For all I know, the culprit could be lurking in the shadows as I speak. I will proceed with caution. After all, it simply wouldn't do if I became our villain's latest victim.
Interesting.
Looks like someone's been coming in and out of these sewers, as we suspected. Muddy footprints on the floor and handprints on the wall. Recent too, the mud is still wet. I see, that is very useful information. I must say, you have a keen eye to spot such subtle signs. It's just experience. Albeit experience I never thought would be useful to you. Your experience is the result of careful study and gives you valuable skills, you see. Oh, but we don't have time for a discussion now. However interesting. Perhaps I'll share my insights later. Don't worry about it, your lectures give me a headache. To be honest, a little Oh, it still connects. Right?
There is no choice.
An interesting dilemma. Ignis Arden! You should have studied harder.
Connects, right? Yeah, oh yeah, it does. But there's nothing right here, right? Okay.
I've done my research on you.
What to do? The winds of fortune are out.
What next? Thus ends your lesson.
Say what?
No choice.
My turn. Night Witch, thus ends your lesson.
Maybe I have to come back. But I gotta come back, dude. Fuck that. I ain't coming back.
Most intriguing.
How do you say to think there were such elaborate structures under the surface?
What have we hear?
He's dead.
What in the...
What in the heavens is this? As if the blood was drained from his body. And what is on top of these strange patterns? Clearly some baleful sorcery has been practiced here.
Couldn't
These
be.
gemstones, why, if my hypothesis is correct,
It couldn't be.
they must be composed of crystallized human blood. And yet, it is as if mirrored hues of red are mixed together. Could it be that each gem contains the blood of multiple victims?
Preposterous!
Good gods, what horrors have been wrought here! How many innocents have been victimized by this blood-sucking sorcerer? At least now we know the motive behind the kidnapping. The villain we are dealing with is no common criminal. No, I am loath to even call him a human being.
Why,
Stuck in the life of the men and women of this poor town, only to cast them away. This is a veritable demon who walks among us. One thing is clear, this monster must be stopped before he can commit any more vile deeds. As an academic, I must confess that the history of the dark arts intrigues me. But to put them to practice, this is truly beyond the pale.
Oh,
What's this? The young lady in the cell, she still lives! I must free her, lest she suffers the same fate as the other. Fate! Jesus.
And who might you be?
just a scholar of no particular repute. I was passing through and could not help but notice these odd gemstones. Are they perhaps your work? And these strange glyphs, are they not runes of High Hornburgian?
Are they now?
The tomes of ancient Hornburg were lost long ago. No ordinary scholar would be privy to this knowledge. But how could any self-respecting academic perform such horrors?
Ho ho! Seems you're more of a scholar than you give yourself credit for.
They still live, yes? If you know what's best for you, you'll free them at once.
Well, since you asked so nicely, no, I think not. A shame. If only you hadn't come poking around in my secrets, I wouldn't have minded picking your brain. Now I'll have to settle for sucking your blood!
I cannot fail! My turn.
Oh, unable to steal? Okay. Yeah.
Well then. May the sacred flame shine forth!
An interesting dilemma. So much to learn.
Here I go!
Lux Conjurer!
My turn now! Light! My turn now.
Out of my way.
Here I go! I'll not be defeated. Ah!
What's this now? Not bad. A passing grade.
Phew, they're still alive after all.
What in the...
What's this? It can't be. A copy from the far reaches of hell? Well, that's unfortunate. It's but an abridged copy translated into the modern tongue. And aside from basic instructions of performing the rites and the reagents required, all other details have been all but omitted. Oh, it doesn't even mention the possible uses of these blood crystals. What's this? A piece of parchment has been inserted between the pages. Calculations on the number of test subjects required to create one blood crystal, I see. And there's a note. First specimen successfully synthesized and delivered. Delivered? Could it be that someone commissioned that frightful stone? I can only speculate, but could whoever is behind this be connected to the stolen tomb I seek? Where am I?
Aha!
Ah, you're back with this. Goodness. I'm feeling
Are you okay?
the drugs that Awful Man gave you are still affecting you. Pray rest until your strength returns. Who are you?
Excuse me.
An excellent question, my dear, and one I'd be more than happy to answer. Wooing a poor girl that just awakened from a coma. Have you no shame?
Come now.
Don't be silly, Odette. I was really trying to be a gentleman. Clearly.
Now then.
And anyway, Odette, there is a favor I would ask of you. Another one? No, my complete lack of surprise.
The truth
I
is...
found on our kidnapper's person an abridged translated copy of From the Far Reaches of Hell.
What was that?
Kidding. Needless to say, this could be a tremendous thing.
Thusly,
I need to find out where and by whom the volume was translated. Let me have a look. Whoever bound this spared no expense.
indeed.
I thought the same. There are a few bookmarkers in the realm that could produce such a tomb. Fine, I'll help.
You have my gratitude.
You have my thanks, not gratitude.
Aha!
Eureka! Did you find something? The thin yet sturdy pages are characteristics of paper made from the finest pine wood, while the textures of the of the vivid red binding reveals that it is unmistakably tanned lambskin. There is only one place in the realm where both can be found in sufficient quantities.
Which means that...
Stone Guard. I am certain of it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where you will travel.
Yes.
Or else I must track down this tomb, Odette. And I must do so before any more horrors can be unleashed upon our fair realm.
I see.
I wasn't asking you though.
You're still here.
I was just leaving.
I am, but not a moment longer. Thank you for everything, Odette. I am in your... debt.
You helped out a little here. What say we call it even? Be safe, Cyrus. I have a hunch you're poking around in something far more sinister than either of us can imagine.
I am well aware of the danger. I will exercise due caution.
Due caution? I'll believe it once you quit diving headfirst into whatever you think smells of mystery.
A man cannot so easily change his God's-given disposition.
You said it was 15 years ago that the tome was stolen.
That I did. What of it?
As you may recall, the then headmaster of the academy died under mysterious circumstances that very same year.
And you believe the two incidents are connected somehow?
No, I just like spouting valedictory trivia. But now that you mention it, the disorder following the incident would offer a convenient opportunity to misappropriate an article from the archives, wouldn't you say?
Your insight is invaluable and appreciated. I will keep this in mind.
I mean it, Cyrus. Be careful out there.
I will, and I'll return as soon as I get to the bottom of this. You have my word.
I'll be waiting with bells on.
Why does it say no audio devices installed? Huh? As those Cyrus bid for request farewell, the translated volume he recovered from the villain pointed him to his next destination. Stone Guard in the Highlands, where the original copy of the tomb he sought surely lies. Cyrus forged on in his search of truth. Chapter 2 done! Da, 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 da. Stone Guard at last. A sprawling city if I ever saw one. Talk about searching for a needle in a haystack.
Now then,
First, I should review where we stand. Like as not, the translated copy from the far reaches of hell was produced by a bookmaker in this town. But where to begin my search? Logically speaking, it would make the most sense to begin at the source, which means head straight for the library. The whatever, the Bendery, of course.
very well.
Let the investigation begin. Oh no, I see my eldest Dominic will follow a visit. I should be able to find him in the workshop just east of here. Make for Dominic's abode.
Excuse me.
Beg pardon, is this the residence of...
My apologies.
I don't know who you are, but I'm not in the mood for company.
A moment of your
If
time.
you could just spare a moment, kind sir, there's something I'd like to ask you.
Be gone with you.
I said I wish to see no one. Leave me at once. Seems like a stubborn one. I'll have to find another way. Pray forgive the intrusion. A good day to you, sir. It might behoove me to find out a bit more about our friend Dominic. I gotta scrutinize characters.
Well,
So you were refused. Indeed, it would appear we have no one to rely upon but ourselves. This Dominic fellow, stubborn coot, wouldn't you, sir? A type relatively common in the world of philosophy and science. You're going to find out more about him? Certainly, if I could do that, I might find a means by which to make him listen to me. Let's just start by talking to his colleagues and other associates. Good looks, those bookish types are baddier than the carrion caves, myself included.
Very well.
That should do it. I dare say Dominic will be some more talkative this time.
Excuse me.
Beg pardon, Master Dominic. I am Cyrus, the scholar who called upon you earlier. You again, I already told you I do not want to see you. Daughter? No, I didn't really pay attention. What task did Dominic pay his debt? Translating a book.
But of course!
Yes, if my reasoning is correct, this is undoubtedly why Dominic has cut off all contact with the outside world. Did not mean to open old wounds, friend. But I have heard that you have lost your dear daughter to illness some 15 years ago.
Thusly,
Since then, you have secluded yourself and cut off all contact with the outside world. In order to procure the elixirs that might save your daughter, you needed coin quickly and in large quantities. And so you accepted an unusual task,
yes.
to wit, producing a translation from the far reaches of hell. Who told you this?
Now then,
The book that you translated is now in my possession. Clearly, you are a scholar of great knowledge and wisdom. You took care to omit the most horrific passages, doubtless because you recognize the danger they posed. As an academic, I will not stand idly by as knowledge is used for a purpose of evil. And so I ask you, who commissioned this translation for me?
many thanks.
Thank you, friend.
Listen,
But where should I even begin?
in truth,
15 years ago, a man came here to me with the request he said was of dire import. Am I freaking squealing when I breathe in? Weird. Strangely, I cannot recall his name. He was a scholar, and from his words one could tell his mind was as sharp as a blade. But what I remember more than anything were his eyes, which burned blood red with a zeal for knowledge that bordered on obsession.
what in the...
Red eyes. Could it be? No, perish the thought.
After that,
They said in recent years he accepted a prestigious position at the Royal Academy in Amsterdam.
couldn't be.
Good God's headmaster Yvonne?
Yes. Ah,
Oh,
yes.
it's all coming back to me now. Yvonne was his name.
In truth,
He came to me, a mighty and venerable tome in hand. The tome was the far reaches of hell, and I had to think twice,
is that so?
knowing full well the danger posed by the forbidden knowledge within.
Yes.
Yes, I was not blind to the risk. And yet, what choice did I have? The medicines my daughter required cost a veritable fortune, and I am but a humble scholar. So you followed Yvonne's instructions to the letter?
Yes.
Yes, I translated that dreadful tune. All the while fearing for my life what horrors might come to pass if the knowledge fell into the wrong hands. In the end, even the rarest of elixirs could not save my poor girl. Looking back, I believe this was divine punishment for my sins. The messenger alone, whatever that was the man thinking. You say the book is in your possession. I beg of you, promise me.
Leave it to me.
I will see that it was never seen. I will see that it is never again used to bring pain and suffering. You have my word. The pain and guilt you bear is surely beyond my understanding, but I hope this will bring you even a small measure of solace. Rest your heart easy, friend, as best as you can.
You have my thanks.
Cyrus, was it?
Come now.
Well, are you going to keep hiding in the shadows, or shall we end this charade?
Ah,
So you were wise to my presence.
Just so.
I knew I was being followed, yes. Fancy meeting you outside the academy. You are the headmaster's assistant, Miss
Call me Lucia.
Lucia.
Greetings.
A pleasure. And why have you followed me here, Miss Lucia?
I apologize.
Forgive me, Professor Albright. I meant no offense. I overheard that you're investigating the whereabouts of a certain tomb. A tomb by the name from the far reaches of hell. Is this correct? And what if it is?
In truth,
What I'm about to say, I ask that you keep in the utmost confidence. I have reason to believe Headmaster Yvonne is plotting something unsavory involving the self-slain tomb.
Why?
So the
I'll
thief
be...
who stole the book from the archives was
yes.
the headmaster himself. Of this I am all but certain. The headmaster's assistant I may be, but first and foremost I am a scholar in my own right. I will not stand to see my profession's good name sullied by one who used knowledge in the name of evil. This is why.
Indeed.
You came here seeking my aid.
Correct.
Yes, my intuition as an academic tells me that you're a man to be trusted. As you may be aware, Headmaster Yvonne hails from Stoneguard himself.
Yes.
Yes, I was planning to investigate that very matter after I was done here. The house in which he was born still stands. Yet there are ominous rumors about the place. I have ascertained its location, but I am hesitant to investigate further on my own. And so I asked Professor Albright, pray lend me your aid.
I see.
Before I promise anything, I would see the house with my own eyes.
Correct.
I understand completely. You will find it on the north side of town.
Shall we begin?
Very well, let us pay it a visit straight away. Whew. Oh my goodness. As for whether or not I can cooperate, I will give you my answer there. Is this acceptable?
Thank you.
But of course. Thank you, Professor. I will go on ahead and meet you there. Travel Banter.
Pardon me.
Can I ask you a question, Professor? By all means. What kind of things did you teach back at the palace? Interested in the spot of learning, are we? Then pull up a log and I'll give you a lesson. Huh? History, let's begin there, specifically with the founding of the mighty kingdom of Armor. But wait, I never said, and there followed, and also, in short. He's been talking for an hour now, I'm not sure whether to be annoyed or impressed. But the king, Edvard, if you recall, had his own worries, you see. Professor, can I say something? What is it, Tressa? We really need to get back on the road. Alright, I am gonna save it here, and I will continue this later. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll catch you later.